Okay, so when you are all ready, we're going to do a nice, pretty chilled stretch and focusing on the spine. So it's going to be side body as well as the back. So when you're ready, starting in a cross-legged position. If you're at home and you've got a pillow or something that you want to place underneath the sit bones, then you can grab that. Cross the legs and the hands are going to go onto the knees. Don't worry if the knees are lifted up nice and high. That's all good. You can just catch the knees, pull the chest through the arms so it's nice and straight. We're going to start moving with some seated cat-cows. So moving with the breath. On an inhale, you're going to roll the shoulders back, lift the head, eyes up to the sky. And then on your exhale, you're going to really round into your back, pull onto your knees. Inhale again, eyes up, shoulders squeeze, and then exhale to round. So you're going to do a few more of these at your own pace. If it feels super nice in one pose over the other, then you might want to linger there for a little bit longer. But exaggerating the movements. So roll the shoulders, squeeze them in, and then round it into the back. So just take a couple more rounds. Feeling into the spine, all the way from the tailbone to the lower part of the neck. Take one more round here. And then whenever you're ready, we're going to find a nice flat back. Taking the hands behind the back and interlace the fingers. Squeeze them in together and just holding it here. So feeling the chest spread nice and wide, shoulder blades squeeze in. You can take the hands away from the back. If you want, you can lean the hands back and let the fingertips rest on the floor or the knuckles rest on the floor. And then if you want to go a little bit further, push the belly forward, push the chest forward, and then maybe you take the head back, look up towards the ceiling. Awesome, keeping it there for 3, for 2, and for 1. Release. Drop the hands down to the floor, coming into your tabletop position. So knees go underneath the hips, hands underneath the shoulders. So we're going to do exactly what we did seated, those cat-cows. So moving again with the breath. Inhale, lift the head up, eyes to the ceiling, and then exhale to round. Just taking a few more rounds of this. Roll the shoulders as well, lift the head. So it's not just the spine you're going to tap into, it's shoulders and neck as well. Taking one more wherever you are. And then release, flat back. So left arm is going to reach up nice and high, take a lovely little twist. And then drop the left arm underneath the right. So this is called thread the needle. You want to see if you can lower the left shoulder, the left side of the head onto the floor. Don't worry if it doesn't. And then that right arm is going to wrap around the back. See if you can find your left thigh with that right arm. So left arm is on the floor extended. Right arm is around the back. Left side of the head on the floor. Yes, that's the one. Sorry, lots of lefts and rights. And then you're just going to hold it here. So see if you can roll that right shoulder back. So you're getting a really deep twist in this position. If anybody feels like the balance is pretty good and you want to go further, take that right leg, lift the knee, tuck the right toes under, and you're going to push the right heel away from the body. So you're getting a hamstring stretch as well, but nothing has changed about the twist. Stay in that lovely twist. Okay, 5 more breaths here. See if you can roll right shoulder back. You might even be able to look up to the sky, not just over to the right side of the room. Just take one more breath. Awesome. Release, drop the knee back down, rise back up, find that tabletop position. And then we'll do the same on the opposite side. So big reach of the right arm up to the sky. Nice spinal twist. Right arm threads underneath the left arm. Right shoulder, right side of the head down. Left arm goes around the back to find the hip or the thigh. And then hold it here. If you wanted more, take the left leg back, tuck the toes under, lift the knee and push the left heel away. So really you're working on rolling the left shoulder round so it's stacked pretty much directly on top of the right one. And that's a pretty big twist, but wherever you are, as long as you can feel the twist, then you're in a good position. Amazing. And then release. Drop the hands down towards the earth, back into your tabletop position. You're going to step the right leg forward, coming into a low lunge. So wiggle the right foot through center. Have the left knee down. So option one, you can stay here. You can just let the shoulders relax. Or option two, you can interlace them behind the back and then slide the knuckles down that back leg. So if you want more shoulders, more spine, then take the interlaced finger variation. And we're going to hold it there for about 5 breaths. Hip flexors can get pretty tight. So if yours are, bring the foot back with the knee, be a little bit more upright. But you want to get something out of this pose. So as long as you can feel it on that left hip flexor, then that's where we're going to stay. It's up to you how much you squeeze those shoulder blades in, if you've gone for the interlaced finger variation. We're just going to hold it there for 2. For 1. And then release. Drop the hand down to the floor, step that right leg back, come back into that tabletop. So from here, walk the hands forward, keep the hips over the knees, and you're going to drop the head towards the floor. So you should feel a nice stretch on the shoulders. Let the belly be heavy, as if the belly, the chest all want to drop down towards the mat. As if you're sticking the bum into the sky. Think Beyonce bum, and then soft chest, soft shoulders. So you're going to hold it here. Let the head rest. Hopefully you're not on anything spiky or uncomfortable. We're just going to keep it here for 3 breaths. And then walking the hands back up, refine that tabletop position. Step the left leg forward into a low lunge. Keep the back knee down, back toes untucked. Again, you can drop the hands down, hold it here, just tapping into the legs. Or if you want shoulders and back, interlace those fingers. And then maybe you take a slight lean back. See what happens if you lift the chest and lift the gaze up to the sky. Lovely. Take one more breath. And then release. Hands go down, step it back into your tabletop position. You're going to worm your way all the way down onto your belly. So flat on your belly, hands go underneath the shoulders. From here, take a little lift of the chest, place the forearms on the ground. So elbows go underneath the shoulders and chest is lifted. We're going to stay here for about 5 or 10 breaths. You can stay with elbows down, or if you want a little bit more intense of a pose, straighten the arms out. The closer you bring the hands to the body, the more intense the stretch is going to be. But it's a full 10 breaths. So finding whatever works for you, keeping the legs on the mat. So it's just the belly and the chest that are lifted. And if you want a little bit more, you can even take the head back if it's okay for the neck. Holding it here for about 5 more breaths. If you're good where you are, stay there. Or maybe you take a look over the right shoulder, look towards the right heel. And then bring it back through center. Take a look over the left shoulder to that left heel. Back through center. And then release. Push back, finding that tabletop position again. So we'll step our right leg forward, keeping the left knee on the mat. Option 1, you're going to lift the right hand up to the sky. So it's a nice, easy, low lunge twist. Option 2, that arm is going to go to the back of the room. And option 3, you can catch hold of that foot. So you're taking a twist, but you're also getting into the groin area as well. And allow that right foot. So you're going to come onto the outer edge of that right foot. So allow it to open. And then look over the back shoulder. Lovely, keeping it there. And then release that right hand, come back into your low lunge. Interlacing the fingers this time behind the head, elbows are going to go out to the sides. You can stay in that lunge here, upright, or adding in a little bit of a back bend, lean back so the head is being supported in the hands. Take the weight of the head in the hands and lean it back. Allowing the head to be super heavy, as if it's totally weightless. Amazing. Then release, hands to the earth, step the right leg back. You're going to come into a kneeling position. So lift the hips up in line with your knees. So option 1 here, you can take right hand onto the waist. Maybe you tuck the toes under, right hand can reach the right heel. We're going to take a 1 arm back bend from here. So left arm is going to reach up. And then if it feels okay for the back, it's going to reach all the way up and back. So when you're ready to get your right hand prepared, waist or heel, and then lean back, reach the left arm back behind. We're just going to hold it here for 5 breaths. If it's too intense, hand on heel, place hand on waist. Use the hand to push the hips forward. Lovely. And then release. Don't worry, I find that pose super intense as well. So left leg is going to go forward. Step the left foot forward, right leg is back. Interlace fingers behind the head and then lean back into the hands. Same as what you did on the opposite side. Lovely. Release, place right hand down to the earth, left arm up to the sky. Take a nice big twist, or reaching that left arm to the back of the room. Maybe you catch hold of your foot if you bend into the leg. So either option. Always an option to roll out that left foot. For me, it feels way nicer to be on the outer edge of the left foot, but it might not for you. Just depend on how tight the hips are going to be. And then release. Windmill the hand back. Step that left leg back, coming into your kneeling position. Tucking the toes under, left hand to waist or left hand to your heel. Right arm reaches up and over, and you're going to find a back bend from here. So push the hips really far forward. Don't let the hips go back with the head. Hips stay forward. It's just the head that leans back. Keep the shoulders nice and square. And it's just for 3 breaths. And then release. Crossing your legs, you're going to come down into a seated position. So left leg will go in front, extend the left leg, and then right leg is going to bend. So sole of the foot inside the thigh. So nice little twist, left hand or left elbow inside the left leg, and then right arm comes over the head. You can allow that arm to be just nice and loose. It doesn't need to be active. Just let it fall on the head as if you're letting the weight of that right arm dangle down. Eyes over to the right. If that's too intense for the neck, you could always look down towards the floor. Other way, Stephen. Left hand inside the left leg, right arm up and over. Yeah, you got it. Awesome. And then when you're ready, rise up all the way. You're going to place that right hand down behind you. Take a little back bend. So legs stay as they are. You just push the hips up and then reach the left arm back. So with that left arm, you're going to take shoulder rotations while you're in that back bend. So moving the left shoulder in either direction. Maybe a couple in one direction and maybe a couple in the other. And then release, drop it down. Switching sides, straight and right, bend left. Right arm inside the leg, and then left arm goes all the way up and over. Just let the top arm relax. It doesn't need to be active. Let it just fall on the head. And then lifting the chest up, place the left hand down, and then push the hips up, finding that little back bend again. Circle the right shoulder in the sky. Couple of circles in one direction before you change it and go in the opposite. Beautiful. So synchronized. Coming down, bending into the legs. We're going to place both of the feet on the floor about hip distance apart. So they don't need to be close up to the body. You can just have them nice and loose. So we're going to take a couple of back bends here. You don't need to push it too far. Just go at your own pace. So right arm is going to go behind the body, fingertips to the back of the mat. And also we're going to chill after this one, so don't worry. With the hips, you're going to lift the hips up, right arm up to the sky. You're just going to hold it there. If you feel like the back is okay, take the left arm up and over. But it could be anything from this position. Doesn't do much for the spine, but it works the arms. Lift the hips, you're going to get more into the spine. And then find that position. So when you're ready, right hand behind you, push the hips up, reach that left arm up and back. Yes, I've got some awesome back bends and some very confused faces. So not much in the middle, but that's all good. 5 breaths here when you're ready. Keeping the hips lovely and square. Sometimes it's always good to just spend some time upside down. Alice, I know it's a lot to take in. It's like a little game of Twister. Yes, come down. Nice efforts. Okay, left side. Left hand behind you, push the hips up, reach the right hand up. If you want to make it more of a back bend and that right arm is going to go up and over, this can be your little party trick. Eyes towards the back of the room. And then dropping that right shoulder down so it's nice and heavy. The more you push the hips up, the deeper your back bend will be. Keeping it there just for a couple more breaths. Beautiful. And release. Rolling all the way down onto your back. Squeezing the thighs in towards the belly. And then you're just going to rock from left to right. Let the left foot drop to the floor. Cross right ankle over the left foot for a figure 4 position. So you want that triangular shape in between the legs. Either you stay here or wrap the hands around the left leg or on top of the left shin and then hug it in. So a little glute stretch. Good one for the IT band. I'm sure you all know this one. And for the next few breaths, if you want to make it a little bit more intense, you can lift the head up, bow forehead towards the left knee. Amazing. Drop the left foot down. Extend the right leg for a single leg hamstring stretch. Wrap the hand around the hamstring or maybe even around the calf and pull the right leg. So you want to keep it nice and straight. Kick the right heel up to the ceiling. If you're super tight, keep the left leg bent. If you feel like you've got space, extend that left leg out. You might have a little wiggle of the ankle, a wiggle of the toes if it feels a bit nicer to move. And then last few breaths, maybe you lift the chest, lift the head and bow in. Keeping the heel kicked up. If you can, point the toes down towards your forehead. Yep, that's the one. Nice, Jake. And then release, drop it down. Same on the left side, left ankle crosses over the right thigh. Find your figure 4. Wrap the hands around the leg or shin if you did on the other side. And then pull it in. So you're curling into a really small package, relaxing the shoulders, but then pushing that left knee away from the body. And then you can stay or you can lift the head, lift the neck, bow in, forehead to knee. And then release. Left leg extend, single leg hamstring stretch on the left side. Catch the hamstring, catch the calf. Straighten or bend that right leg. It's totally up to you. As long as you're feeling it in the back of the left leg, then you're in the right spots. And then again, maybe you're lifting the head for the last few moments. Bow, forehead towards the knee, kick the heel up. The complete opposite to that dancer's foot. Yes, lovely. And then release. Amazing. Thighs come in towards the belly. So just because I've done a few back bends today, I'm going to give 2 options for our last pulls. So a happy baby, lovely position, hands rest onto the legs or onto the feet. If you really want to lengthen into the spine, take the feet up and over. So feet are on the floor behind you. Don't worry if they don't touch the floor, if they're kind of dangling in space. You just want to round into your back. You can bend the knees. If you get the feet to the floor, I'll be so impressed. Yeah. So when you're ready, roll back, happy baby, or feet all the way up and over, getting length in the spine. And then we're just going to hold it here for 5 breaths. If the feet are up and over, catch hold of the calves. You might even want to add a little bit of extra pressure. And then release, come out. Taking the knees over to the right side. You've got one last little twist, only for 5 breaths. Knees to the right, eyes over to the left. And then knees through center, knees over to the left, eyes over to the right. Doesn't matter if the shoulders lift up or the knees don't touch the floor. And then bring the legs back through center, squeeze them in. You're going to take 3 rocks up and down on your back. Catch the backs of the legs, roll up and down on the spine. And then we'll all finish in a cross-legged seated position. Hands on the knees, hands on the thighs, wherever you are, just take one nice deep breath in. And then a big exhale out of the mouth. Amazing. Thank you so much for sticking with me, making it through.